Hey everyone, a nerd named Mark here, and guess what? New video. I said in another one about new content coming, I have a lot of stuff in the vault. And this first video that I've now kind of been tweaking, editing, making it a little cleaner is from 2015's ConnectiCon, which is in Hartford, Connecticut. It's actually a Power Rangers Q&A panel, and it was Karan, Ashley, David Yost, Jason Narvy, and Austin St. John. And they were just answering fan questions. I have 3 separate videos from the Q&A. It's really long altogether, so I'm probably going to do this in 3 different parts just for easier organization. And I'm trying to figure out timestamps of the questions. But at the time in 2015, I was using my DSLR camera, and from a video standpoint, it would only record in certain increments, so it would cut out, but it wouldn't just start another video clip right after. I'd actually have to go over and push a button. So it's kind of tough having it on tripod, this and that, and then zooming in. So there's a lot of, this was amateur hour, and it was just me and one of my friends who was a photographer who is slightly nerdy, but this and that, he came along with me. He was my photographer, my videographer, because I was always, even if I didn't have the budget, I was always a professional going to conventions. Especially ConnecticCon's not a huge convention. So this was actually a really cool Q&A. Earlier in the day, I got to meet everyone at their booths. One of the highlights was meeting Austin St. John. It was the first time I've ever met him. And as someone who was, 5, 6 when Power Rangers came out, he's still someone who I looked up to, especially when I heard it from a professional and personal standpoint, what he did post Power Rangers, becoming a medic and being like this. I respected the hell out of this guy, still do. So it was cool meeting him. Sadly, I don't have a photo. I don't have, which will probably be right there. Embarrassing haircut, by the way, not my fault. So I got to meet him, and that was the highlight, was getting to meet him. Yes, obviously Narvy, Karan, David Yost, all a pleasure. So just lovely to meet. Jason Narvy is such a naturally charismatic and hilarious guy. He's just a great guy to meet. All of them. I've met them a few times at other conventions as well. But this was the first time I actually got to film any of the panels, the Q&A. So enough of that. Let's jump right in to this part of it. I'm going to use the same intro right here for all 3. Unless I can add all 3 onto this one video, but I don't want to make it too long where it's going to be tough to do all the timestamps. So I'm probably going to split this into 3 different parts. So this is going to be part 1 of the ConnectiCon Power Rangers Q&A panel. Enjoy.
My name is Ryan. I'm from Connecticut.
Yeah, Connecticut!
So a couple months back, there was that super dark fan film that came out, and I was wondering what was your opinions on that, because I know there were some pretty varied opinions.
Well, David directed that.
What do you think of it, Dan?
I think he wrote it too.
I did not, but my opinion was I am sort of on the fence about it. There were great parts about it, but there were also not so great parts about it. I love the production value. I thought the Black Ranger fight scene was amazing falls. I thought James Vanderbeek did a good job, but I think it was a little too dark for Power Rangers. I don't like all of us being shot. I don't think Power Rangers would die that way, really. And I don't know, it's just a little too dark for me.
Yeah, I need a little more extra cheese, right? That's Power Rangers. But it was entertaining, right? All of you who for years said you wanted a darker, grittier version, there you go. You had the evil cousin. So I enjoyed it. I was one of the 12 million that watched it a couple times.
Well, and I gotta say this. That's one of the things about Power Rangers that I think when you're looking at comic books, they keep morphing, no pun intended. We coined that term first. They keep changing. They give people opportunities to sort of reflect their own anxieties and dreams on those things, right? And one of the criticisms about Power Rangers is sometimes it never grew up with its audience. But at the same time, Power Rangers, like David said, has such a wonderful kind of, I don't want to say youthfulness, but innocence about it. it becomes a different thing. So it's really cool as its own thing. And I thought they had great production value. You know, as a Power Ranger story, you know, some of the little kids who still love Power Rangers, they should not watch it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I pretty much echo what they were saying. I thought it was very well done. It was, you know, I had problems seeing Zach do lines of cocaine. That's definitely not what I was doing. But it was well done, and that man, and like any other man or woman in this country, is right to put up his opinion and kind of share his vision.
Can I interrupt real quick? If there's anybody behind us that could just bring me some paper towels so I can wipe the glitter off this table, because I have glitter all over my body. That's gonna be with me.
Oh yeah, look at that.
It's like all over.
It actually looks like there was like a gang fight with nothing but broken bottles. Right across. It's like looking down Hollywood Boulevard.
What's your question, Doug?
What up, Viola?
Good.
Go ahead.
Hey.
I just have one question. Do you guys have like any hidden talents or skills that not many people know about?
Oh
If
yeah.
we told you about them, they wouldn't be here.
It's not great G extra cheese, let me tell you.
Sometimes when I get behind closed doors, you know, I got these things that I do. Sometimes, sure, we just can't talk about this, all right?
Is that the Russian or is that the?
No, but that's like,
It's Russian.
no, this is, no, the Russian is a bit more like this.
You have to really like speak Spanish.
¿Sí habla español?
Yeah,
Necesito mucho más practicar con mi español.
For those of you who don't speak Spanish, Austin just said no.
You weren't supposed to tell everyone. So, I don't know. So what about your talents? There you have it. He is an expert glitter remover in his spare time. He's trained for years to have this now. Karen?
Yeah.
it's good to know.
I don't know what skills I have.
Tell us.
Oh, I was the jump rope champion in second grade.
Oh.
Yeah. And I won the Michael Jackson moonwalk contest. So yeah, I did really. Yeah.
Yeah, I was having visuals.
I lost all my moves after the war.
Which war was that?
The one between the Megazord and
Oh, I see. I thought you were talking about the Great Cold Wars of the 1980s.
that one.
Wasn't that the Burger Wars?
Yeah. We're all like here. See that? See that?
These two. And you know what? Just,
Who's the bully now, David?
Thank you for your question.
Great question.
Thank you.
Lo siento, pero no habla español bien.
Yo no hablo español también.
They all speak Spanish.
Yeah.
You guys,
I learned all my Spanish.
We speak
Glen Rod.
actually, we speak about 90 different languages. I've actually met people who looked at me and have been like, you're not the Red Ranger. I watched him on TV and you don't sound like him.
Right?
That's because I don't speak French. I didn't know that one.
Why so?
I'm just saying.
Hi, my name is John and I'm from Bristol, Connecticut.
Yeah, John.
Ah!
I got a question for Austin. What was the biggest part of being the Red Ranger?
Well, the biggest part of being the Red Ranger is that basically you have to go out there and just show people that sometimes heroes really are not worth emulating. You need to show them that they're kind of flawed people, and they don't have a certain person you want to become or have your daughter marry either.
Now you guys have been my emulation double. You know, I think the Red Ranger, what I went through personally and on the TV show, was an immense growth. A lot of discovery, both personal and professional and spiritual. And so I think it was about finding my place amongst you with an amazing cast and putting my best foot forward and providing a leadership role that at 17, 18 wasn't easy for me. So I reached out to my parents, their roles, because they were my superheroes, and did my best to grow with you guys. So many of you weren't much younger than I was. So it was learning, confidence building, failures, and success.
how to count to one, young man?
Thank you.
Thank you, brother.
Thanks, dude.
Hello, my name's Jake, and I'm from Island View.
Strong Island in that house, team.
And my question is, what are your guys' favorite movies?
In our own, like, for real, in life?
Sure.
That's hard. God, I don't know.
I have Terms of Endearment, Run Lola Run, and True Romance.
Oh, that's tough. That's a tough one. Go ahead.
I was thinking Pee Wee Herman's Playhouse.
Yeah. Big Top TV. Oh, Ernest Goes to Camp.
Yes.
That makes me cry every time.
Yeah.
Yeah. Old Yeller.
Old Yeller. Oh, man, that's a funny one.
Yeah.
Little Mermaid?
Yeah, Little Mermaid.
I like Scarface.
Oh, my little friend.
I like The Godfather. I'm obviously Al Pacino fan. Yeah, you know, like I like those like kind of gritty.
Fight Club was really good too.
Oh, Fight Club was good.
Dude.
Yeah.
I love just like
And the
think of all
Notebook.
those great movies that came out in the 70s, like Dog Day Afternoon,
I
Deer
know.
Hunter, like.
I wasn't born yet.
Oh, no.
I'm
I think it's currently 17 years old.
You know, I gotta go with like some of the old school ones that I grew up with, like Back to the Future. You know, Michael J. Fox, he was just cool as hell.
So cool.
And I wanted a DeLorean.
I do.
Yeah, that was cool.
Yeah, right?
I think I gotta go with like Terminator. You know, now you couldn't pay me to watch it, but I love Rambo. It was just like at the time I was like 13, I was like Rambo. You know, Rocky.
We're movie buffs. We actually like movies
We
a
love
lot. So
Enter the Dragon.
We'll catch movies when we're on.
You know what movie, anytime it's on, I cannot turn off, is Oh Brother, Where Art Thou? I love that movie. I don't know why.
That's awesome.
Yeah. The Coen Brothers are always awesome.
Yeah. I cry every time I watch the Notebook.
Somebody said, what about Power Rangers? I tell you what, when you make a movie, it'll probably be your least favorite one.
Yeah. Like you were like, I was there, and it was like
I know.
tired, and then we like shot nights, and then we shot days, and it was like we were in Australia, and I mean, it was a lot of hard work. But I watched it the other day. Actually, there was like a 20th anniversary screening that I went to, and I was actually entertained. Like I hadn't seen it in about 20 years, and I was dying inside on certain parts and wondering why, you know, I didn't make them put more mascara on me. But outside of that, it was pretty good. I forgot about the taking care of business, you know, get to the old, oh yeah. Aisha was wondering, you know, she was like, I gotta get it done.
Great question. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Yeah.
Thank you very much. I just want to hear you ask this question all day long.
I'll be back.
My name's Tim. I'm from Hartford, Connecticut. I've been juggling questions around in my head this entire day, so I think I finally found one I want to ask. What was it like to have such a positive influence on all of your fans, even after the show ended?
Honestly, it's like amazing. I don't know if there's a word bigger than amazing. I mean, it's so humbling to know that how personal it was to you guys. Like for us, we were all, you know, we wanted to be actors. We were living out our dream of being on a TV show and having this great opportunity. But when we hear the stories of how it changed your life and how we were truly, you know, role models to you, and so many of you have been inspired to do amazing things and become real role models in your life, it just blows us away. We even had anything to do with that. So for me, it's just, I love hearing the stories, and I'm always at a loss for words because there's just no feeling like that. You guys have definitely made me fall in love with something I did 20 years ago. That's so awesome.
I'm guessing when you said positive influence, you weren't referring to me.
You were funny.
We taught kids how to breathe things, burn things, and eviscerate people. Thank you very much. I want to say a word about standing up to people, okay? Everyone's all about bullying. Bullying is when you are on the
those of you that didn't know you were coming to Psychology 101, welcome to class.
My mom says I'm beautiful, okay?
She lied.
Thank you very much, Connecticut. Get the heck out of here. Go back to Jersey.
I didn't know if the thing such terrible things in front of the children.
Thank you so much.
Great question.
Great question.
Hi guys, I'm a longtime fan. My name is Miles. I'm from Massachusetts.
Yeah.
Yay, Massachusetts!
I've always been a huge fan. I loved all the messages and all the shows. I was wondering, the fight scenes. During your time shooting the episodes, did you have to learn martial arts on the set? Or were they looking for people that were already really skilled in self-defense and like doing those moves?
My very first audition, I walked in and they said, "Who are you?" I was like, "Didn't you call me into the room just now?" And I introduced myself and was like, "Do you know martial arts?" I was like, "Didn't I just come in to audition for a guy who's supposed to know martial arts?" I wasn't an actor, so I thought they were asking very stupid and repetitive questions. And very quickly they got down and dirty. They were like, "Great, so you know martial arts, go ahead." Had they told me 25 putties were going to be coming in the room at me, I probably would have done the show, but no, it didn't happen. But they, very first audition, were like, "Great, you know martial arts, show us what you know." And I was like, "What do you want to see?" "Biggest things you can do," so jump spin kicks, spinning back hooks, all of this stuff. And they were like, "Okay, great. Here's your monologue, read that." I was like, "What the hell? Okay. I want to save the world." "Did you read this?" This came right what it was. And so yeah, they didn't play around. And as the auditions went on, especially for my character, the fight scenes got really intense. Yamashita Tadashi was a world-class choreographer. He was a grandmaster of Wataru, and he put me through the works. And I finally got his blessing, and he signed off on me for the leadership for the fighting on the leadership side of the rules. It was intense for me.
So I remember that two-parter with Tommy being introduced as a Green Ranger and like re-repulsive and manipulating him. And you have to fight Golda on your own without your Ranger powers. And no mere human is a match for Golda!
I think my character was the only one to fight, unmorphed, and I never lost.
Hi, my name is John from Willimantic, Connecticut.
Hey, John.
I had the pleasure of meeting Jason yesterday, which was like really fun. And I'm so happy you're all here because I work with all of you. I mean, seeing you guys kick butt, everything made me want to do martial arts. And I'm so happy you're all here. I'm a little starstruck right now.
The word is from Clemens.
So, what I wanted to ask was that you guys were on a really children's television show. And even though most of us are like adults now, I still love it. But what are your thoughts on children's programming now? Is it better now than it was back then? Or is it better for kids? Or do you prefer stuff that was back then instead of now?
Yeah, you can answer that.
So I've got a 5-year-old and a 2-year-old right now, and a 15-week-old.
He's been busy.
Spent 4 years in the desert for the war, you'll be busy when you get home too. Anyway, I live. There's like 2,000 porn music, not 1970s. Anyway, I guess they watch like Sophia and God, all the movies with me. I go to sleep at night singing songs to TV shows. I'm not even sure which ones they are.
Here takes it to Thomas the Train.
Thomas the Train. There's another train series out there. There's
The train's a really big Chuggington, you said?
Chuggington. Yes, who said that? Chuggington. There's another thing with a train that's got a dog. I can't even tell you. It's Miles from Tomorrow. It is. It's painful. So is it better? Yeah. Is it better as far as I'm concerned? Our show was much better. But you know, it keeps the kids happy and they learn. There's other languages. They speak Spanish in some of them, they speak Chinese in others of them. Dora the Explorer speaks like a couple different languages, I think, from time to time. So.
Well, I think Power Rangers actually was one of the first, not one of the first, but it came in the generation of their first experimenting with multiculturalism.
I love that.
In the 90s. So you could make the argument that Dora the Explorer is jumping on the shoulders of Power Rangers because Power Rangers embraced it. Dora the Explorer.
Yeah, we're all friends. Yeah, you had like the jock, you had the smart guy, you had the sassy girl. Everybody was friends, and I thought that was like one of the things that we taught that really no one talked about, but definitely broke down barriers. I mean, kid shows today, I think they kind of ride the line, like the ones that I've been seeing, because I have 8-year-old nephews. Like, the jokes are almost made for sometimes adults, and I'm kind of like, they shouldn't be watching that. So, I mean, I don't know, I love how clean cut we were. I don't think anything's wrong with keeping kids as young as possible, and I think that's why it resonated. It has been around for 20 plus years, because, I mean, honestly, they keep it clean, and it's just wholesome.
Well, kid shows these days have far, most kid shows these days has far more nudity than they used to. Big Bird never wears clothes anymore. Not like no pants. There's nudity everywhere. Everywhere.
Yeah, so I'm entertained by it, but I do feel like I think it loses the innocence that shows like ours have. And I think that's why it's funny, because we'll meet parents and they'll come up with their kids, and their kids are watching it on Netflix, and they know everything about Power Rangers, and they're like, I don't know, she found it, or he found it, and they love it, and I go, and I think that's why kids love the fact that, that there are lessons, and there's friends, and we save the world, and I think it's just very identifiable.
Thank you. Good question.
Thank you.
Thank you for coming by.
I am Wes from Hartford, Connecticut. I met most of you earlier. Hey, nice to meet you. Before I ask my question, I want to say, because you were talking about Tom's tank engine earlier, that got me thinking of something. My nephew is addicted to that show, but for his second birthday, which was last January, I got him the DVD season 1 of Mighty Morphin Power Rangers. But my question for you guys is, what would you say is like the funniest or like most embarrassing or just weirdest story you have like during a shoot or behind the scenes?
Sometimes I tell people I was on the show Mighty Morphin Power Rangers. Very embarrassing.